10th ranker by box fight is Sugar Shane Mosley, lightweight, 46-5. The case can be made that Shane Mosley is the greatest lightweight that ever lived. He went to war 34 times and emerged a winner all 34 times. Shane today has tremendous power at welterweight as evidenced by his recent shutdown of you-know-who. His power at 135 pounds may be unmatched in history of boxing. Larry Merchant called Shane the most physically dominant lightweight he has ever covered. I cannot go that far, but the numbers do not lie. He matches up with any lightweight who has ever laced them up, therefore he is easily one of the greatest fighters of all time due to the high-profile patronage that has visited the division throughout the years. 9th ranker, Larry Holmes, heavyweight, 69-6. The numbers that Larry amassed in boxing greatest division are staggering. He made 20 title defenses, second only to Joe Louis. He fought anybody and everybody while backing nobody. Ernie Shavers, King Norton, Mitchell, Spinks. Looking at his recorded 3 is really no one of relevance who didn't fight Larry Holmes in the late 72nd and the early 82nd. He was the ultimate tactician. Stone assesses had the full offensive kitchen. His jab was numbling and his straight right was about as textbook as it gets. He is short-changed by history due to his reign being in the work of Ali, but he is truly one of the greatest professional prize fighters of all time. Eighth, Joe Louis, heavyweight, 69-3. I must say that I'm basing this one what he did in the ring and not his impact on America or the African American community. If that were the case, then Joseph Barrow Louis would be number 1. The Brian Bomber was so very dominant during his reign as champ of the world. He shattered the myth that Jack Johnson created that black men could not be champions and be dignified. He had a awesome power in both fists. It was evident when he made Max S. shriek like a damsel in distress during the historic second tilt. It was evident when you see Billy Corn evaporate after a brilliant spiced combination. He is one of the top 3 greatest power punchers who ever lived. My only fault with him is that he seemed to have suspect chin and sometimes fell down to his competition. All in all though, does not get much better than Joe due to his record as the longest tenured heavyweight champion in history. Seventh, Robert Duran, lightweight, 103-16. Manos de Pedra pontificated on whether Shane Mosley was the greatest lightweight of all time. However, that is impossible to confirm due to Robert Duran and his sustained onslaught on the lightweight division on the 72nd. Physically, in the prime was the most punishing fighter that ever lived. He was a tornado of a fighter, overwhelming his opponents with tact and speed. He had a gang-ho attitude that made him even more dangerous. He knew how to box, of course, but he actually preferred to fight a high-class brawler, if you will. He really does not have an equal outside of Sugar in the history of the division. He was money before there was money. His career spanned 14 years and saw him take titles in 4 different weight classes. He is already a Hall of Famer, and he can rest at night knowing that everyone considers him the greatest lightweight world champion ever. 6. Jack Dempsey, heavyweight 66 to 6. Since this is not popularity contest, I can't rank the second most popular man in boxing history at number 2. Instead, I would rather look at him, the fighter. The man I saw on tape was straight monster. He also had swagger that made his power and aggression even that much more enhanced. He was, in so many words, white Mike Tyson. He held the title for 7 years, and I know there was inactivity during the tenure, but his dominance of the heavyweight division can't be refuted or ignored. I guess it helps him a little that he is the biggest bust in seats draw in boxing history. It's not even close. I mean, just massive amount of people as far as the eye can see. It makes sense in the retrospect. Tough if you have a fighter who is the mental idol outside of the ring and an animal of world champion in it. I would pay to see that too. Papillon, fifth. Featherweight 230 to 11. Yes, you read that amazing record correctly. The speedster from City was on the paper the most dominant fighter ever during the 40s and the early 50s. Pepe was the most graceful and fluid of the fighters that I saw. His power and hand speed was almost breathtaking at times. The Wisp compiled over 200 victories in the featherweight division. He the greatest featherweight in boxing history, and with the elegant movements that I saw when viewing his fight, I can see why so many people have told me he is the greatest ever. I don't go that far, but he is on the mighty Rushmore, make no bones about it. Fourth, Ray Leonard. Sugar was mini Ali with the boring Larry Holmes supplanting all boxing needed spark revolution. They got it from the super talented kid from Palmer Park, MD. Ray emerged from the Montreal Olympics as a boxing sure bet. He delivered and assured a golden era in boxing little division. He ran through the welterweight division, means a speed bump against the formidable Duran. After disposing of Roberto in the rematch, he would go and to unify titles against the Motor City Cobra in 1981. Looks that welterweight division: Roberto Duran, Thomas Hims, Wilfred Benitez. Ray was great during a time of great fighters, and he did a glamour division. His talent and smile saved the boxing in time when the country needed a new fighter to grab onto and follow. His legacy is sealed. Third, Floyd Mayweather. We are dot. Welterweight 39 to 0. I would assume I might hear some music over this selection. However, anyone that would argue letting the personal bias get in the way of the facts. Again, I sat there on a Saturday recently and watched Hours upon Hours of Tap, and I had trouble finding even 3 fighters who had the physical talents of FMJ. His radar-like senses, lighting, and quick reflexes and boxing intuition are virtually unmatched to my eye. It is very difficult to find someone who has more pure talent than FMJ. He is not a reader of how to win friends and influence people, but that does not give all these people the right to discount his merits. That is unacceptable, and I won't have it. Floyd is the only pound for pound fighter without of lose. I don't know how it is possible to refute that, but I am sure that some of you will try. Muhammad Ali the second. Knew that Muhammad Ali, heavyweight 56 to 5. What can I say? He the undisputed people champions in the prime before the draft and the name change. He was a true work of art. At 6'3", he has the movement of dancer, the height of two guards, the power of heavyweight, but the skill, tact, and the speed of light midweight. His boxing skill are hard to compare. He utilized the jab to dimension not since visited, and also he knew where to hit you. Hence the second listing fight. He won the title 3 different times and took on anyone that stepped up. I don't think anyone fought a wider range of heavyweight due he's traveling the world over the course of his career. He's the greatest heavyweight that ever lived, and if you ask him the same question, I am sure he would conquer. Haha. The first ranker of our planet is Sugar Ray Robinson. Welterweight 175 to 19. I present to you the greatest pound for pound fighter that ever lived. Never mind the fact that he won titles a lightweight and a light heavyweight. It is more due to his service in the welterweight division. As smooth as ice, prize fighter with super dapper talent, the dimension to his skill set were without limit. I saw him through every kind of punch the craft can possibly allow. I saw glide across the canvas with ease and land of those speed of sound accurate shoots. This all are for today. Thanks for watching. Yes, that were my YouTube channels. Please subscribe this YouTube channel to get latest and updated information of the world. Till we meet new video. Have a nice time. Stay safe.